Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing? Welcome back to the channel. It's Josh. And if you haven't already, check out my other church videos. I think you'll really dig them. This one right here is it's just another mammoth church. This one, as you can see, skylines the area. You have a bell tower up there. I don't think the bell is up there anymore, but huge bell tower. Just an outstanding church of the past. You can see this one has twin towers on each side. Looks like a pointed peak on each side with little miniature peaks on each corner there. That's awesome. You know, this is very unique here. And here's the other twin on this side, exactly the same. And I want to emphasize the masonry work on this church. You can tell the detailed masonry work right there. The bricklayers, really awesome work there. Very unique, one of a kind. And you know, that's the thing about these old churches, guys, in these cities. They were all made one of a kind. They weren't made the same. You know how buildings today are made basically generally the same. You know, it's like a warehouse type of structure, you know, steel with basically sheet metal, you know, covered on top of the steel beams. And I mean, it's just very basic, very lame. I mean, it's nothing original about what they built today. But back in the day, a long time ago, early 1900s, 1920s, 1930s, and sometimes, you know, even before in the 1800s. Like I said, I don't know what year this church is. I'm guessing early 1900s, maybe earlier, but very one of a kind. I mean, they wanted these churches unique. They didn't want them the same as any other church, and I think that's really something that we should bring back today. That's really, I mean, the craftsmanship of these churches is just one of a kind. It's one off, nothing else like it in the country, and they made every church like that. I think that's so great. I mean, it tells of the character of the builders. It tells of the craftsmanship. It tells of their talent. Because this is showcasing their talent, these churches. And you know, as you can see, there's a little out service building. Maybe that's the confession booth there, maybe. I'm guessing it's because it's another one on the other side. Maybe they have two confession booths. This one has protective metal fencing on the windows. They're probably protecting people from going inside, you know, vagabonds, looters, whatnot. And let's check out these doors, guys. Oh man, so awesome here. Look at the paint peeling on this. These doors are so old. I mean, as you can see, wooden. It looks like this church has been vacant for a very long time, and it's a shame because this church could be used today. As you can see, the empty spaces up there, the empty arches, probably contain statues, and they chose to take those statues out for whatever reason. Maybe shortly after the church shut their doors. Let's walk around here to the other side. And I want to thank you guys again for watching this video. We got a little bird up there. And here's some kind of a symbol. Let me know in the comments if you have any more information about maybe this symbol right here. This may be an old Masonic church. It's Christian, whatever it is, because the cross is on the door. Let's walk around here. You can see the old style cubicle glass right there. And it's newly bricked in right there, so they done that afterwards. That's something that was done, not original, but still done a great job. Look up here, the metal grates over the large windows. I'm not sure if they're stained glass. I can see the little square there is stained glass. See there? But as far as the other ones, over time they might have been knocked out by rocks, vandalized. And so it's just really great. I mean, this is a huge looking church. I mean, it's no telling the square footage of this thing. You can see a sidewalk over here, steps going up. Looks like a fence is closed up there, so we're not going to be able to get up there today, guys, but you can see it's just left in the past. Nobody ever attends this church anymore. Of course, it's kept up by landscapers, and you know, kept up the best they do the best they can to keep it up, and you know, keeping maintenance probably the outside. But it's just sitting here, one of the many churches around the cities that are just standing, just basically landmarks. So they're, which I guess that's all they can be. They make a heck of a statement, though. They you know, they give the history just by looking at it. You don't really have to talk a lot to notice the enormity and the importance of these churches that were in the city. Can't you just imagine, you know, the bell ringing on Sunday or Saturday, you know, and the whole town just hearing this bell from miles away. As you can tell, this tower is just huge, and you know it had a huge big bell in there, and you know that thing was loud too, and everybody heard it probably from miles away. And just imagine the people just congregating in this church. There was probably a lot of, you know, community people, a lot of worshipers come, and they just, you know, confess their sins, and they attended worship service, which is great. You know, you know, as you know, I'm a Christian. I'm a God-fearing man, and but I don't judge anybody. I don't judge people for what they believe in. I'm accepting to all religions. I'm accepting to all people. But Jesus Christ is the way. It says that in the Bible. I truly believe that in my heart. He says that no other way to the Father but it's through the Son, and that's Jesus Christ. And so this church is a prime example of that, of the glory and magnificence of what God's people can do when they have inspiration and when they have the Spirit of God in them. Now, the builders, I don't know what religion they were, but I imagine a lot of them were Christian. As you can see, the church goes way on back there. The enormity of this church, the sheer scale is just unreal. It looks like it could be a big gymnasium or something, probably. I mean, they could make this church out of anything they wanted to, but the city is just choosing to keep these old relic churches here as landmarks, not being used. It's not even being put out in the education. It's no plaques up, no information on this church, which is very strange, because I know a lot of people would be interested in the history of this particular church right here, just like I am, just like we are. As you can see, the cross is on the door. And you know, this was a community church. This was a family gathering of friends and family and community members. This church right here was a pillar of the community, a center stage of God's glory, of God's goodness and His blessings. Everybody was thankful. They came here to thank God for what they had. And you know, all these houses around here, they were probably built around the same time or a little bit afterward. And there's a lot of historic houses around here. We could do a video on every single one of them, but I'm just going to do videos on the really unique ones, you know, the ones that I think that really stands out. If that's okay with you guys, you know, give me some comments, you know, let me know what you guys are interested in, and I'll try to, you know, bring some videos to you. But you know, that's about all we can do with this church. You know, we can't go around the back, but one more look at this great historic landmark. See the two crosses on the end there. And the one cross right there. Look at the masonry work on that. Awesome. I think this is really interesting, this part right here. I would have liked to have seen what was in those spaces right there. Wouldn't you have? All right, guys, thanks for hanging out, and I'll catch you in the next one.